Hey, beautiful. Good morning, Buttercup. Never know how fast this thing starts. So I'm going to say it again. Good morning, Buttercup. Uh, how's your Wednesday going? It is Women's Wisdom on Wednesday with me, Paulette Rees-Denis. Coming at you again. my weekly jaunt into having a conversation with you and kind of at you. Unless you comment, I'll just keep on talking away like I do. So who am I? I am your transformational lifestyle coach for creative women, in mid-career, who are looking to step into their next chapter, who are looking for clarification, guidance, support, ideas, inspiration, tools for honoring your intuitive guidance system. That's what we're talking about today. All right. So, and just, I know a lot of you catch this on the replay because we're in so many different time zones. I love all of you around the globe. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me. Again, I love your comments and love just to say hi. Where you're from? It really helps me. It helps me to know that you're there and that this is actually productive for you or inspiring for you. These are just short 20 snippets every Wednesday or so, 20-ish minutes, whatever. Sometimes I can talk a little longer. So, but what I want to talk about today is that overthinking thing. How many of you know what I'm talking about? When you start to second guess and third guess and overthink, and then you step into non-action because you're overthinking way too much. And this world we live in is constantly telling us to work harder, think harder, research more, have it all figured out before we even begin. What was I saying last week? Is begin before you're ready. You got to take that first step. Sometimes we're taught that clarity comes from this grand plan. It's like, oh, I'm going to figure the whole thing out. But really, clarity is slowly built in those beautiful quiet moments when we stop seeking validation from the outside and start listening to our own internal wisdom, which is what I call our intuitive guidance system. Think of like your GPS on your car. This is your GPS for yourself, your intuitive guidance system, right? Gotcha. So, when we step into that overthinking thing, gosh, see, I'm thinking too hard right now too. I have so many little things to say. It's often the ego's way of trying to maintain control. Ooh, how many of you feel like you have to be in control? And that's that masculine energy of gripping and holding on to through judgment, through fear, through anxiety, procrastination. Oh, I know several people who are really good at procrastinating. Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. Oh, no, maybe later. Yeah. You got to act on your guidance, right? You got to act on it. Because when we put him off, we're not afraid of achieving perfect results. We're thinking that things could go wrong instead of what could go right. But growth doesn't come from control. No. You can't beat it up. It starts with letting go. Because when you let go, when you empty out, you allow room for that beautiful guidance to come through. Whatever you think that guidance is from. It could be from God, it could be from your angels, it could be from your own higher self, it could be from your gut. When we get stuck, it's because we're trying to be too busy in our mind and we're not getting it out of our body. We lose touch with our intuitive guidance system or your divine guidance system, which is that powerful, calm, inner knowing that feels like expansion. That feels like opening up to your possibilities. I talked a lot about possibilities in my mastermind yesterday. To be a possibilitarian. So good. So good. How is this sounding? Hey, my friends, how's it going? I see you coming in. So one thing, well, more than one thing really, but what I want you to think about is getting out of your head and into your body. It's taking a break. It's taking a pause. It's listening in. It's taking a deep breath. Being present in your body. And we forget to do that sometimes because we get stuck in our mind, right? So I invite you to move your body. It's one of the greatest tools for transformation, is shifting your energy by moving your body. You could dance, you could go to the gym. You know, like I told you, I've been doing boot camp. This is my 3rd week of boot camp. What do you think? I'm looking good, aren't I? And it's so fun. It's hard. It's really hard. But I'm moving my body. I'm shifting my energy. I'm feeling really good in my body. So you could dance, you could work out, you could shake. Shaking is another great tool for releasing stuck energy. Just like a dog shakes. Gets rid of all that stuff and then everything's fine. You know, dogs just have such great, there's so many learning tools from dogs. Okay, now, when you're stuck in that place, think of taking small steps. Small steps. You've got to start small. If you're thinking too big, you're going to go back into overwhelm. You're going to go back into overthinking. So be gentle with yourself, my loves. Be kind. Quit that negative chatter. No pressure, right? And then just start small. So, you know, like 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow. Make a list of your actionable steps. Prioritize. Maybe some of them aren't important anymore. And just do a little bit. But once you start, you gain your momentum. And that's a beautiful thing. And then you start to feel, oh, yes, this is exciting. I can do this. You know, I always tell you to journal. So maybe what I'm talking about today, you could start to journal about for yourself. You know, getting into that journaling practice. There's nothing like it. And I'm already seeing it in my clients in my mastermind. They've started writing and now they're on fire. Because they're getting clarity. They're emptying out what's not necessary and opening up to what's possible. Oh, and then just ask yourself, what do you need more of? What do you need more of? What's going to make you feel freaking awesome? You know, there was a time when I was doing a lot of traveling and teaching. Hey, sweetheart. Yes, better late than never. Happy to see you. So there's a time when I used to travel around the world and teach dance workshops and intensives and that kind of thing. And I would just tell my students to become part of the FF Club. The fucking fabulous club. We're freaking fabulous, as you might want to say. and just step into more of you. Jerry, we've been talking about some really great things. You're going to have to go back and listen to the beginning. So establish those daily rituals, the journaling, the meditation, the movement. Meditate, percolate, dance break. That's what I'm talking about. What do you need more of? Do you need more rest? Do you need to back off of things? Do you need to let go of things? Do you need more creative time? But here's where you got to trust your instincts, your intuitive hits. So when you get that intuitive hit, don't stop yourself. Because that's what happens. That's what us women have kind of been taught to do over the years, is to second guess ourselves or try to please somebody else, even though there's something else that we really want to do. Your intuition, your guidance is, yes, you are. Sherry, you crack me up. She says, yes, we are, FF. So, how was I saying? Your intuitive guidance is powerful. So don't stop it when it comes through you. Because when you start to allow that hit, that guidance, those ideas, they'll blossom. You'll get more clarity. You'll find ways to do things that bring you more joy. So pay attention. Pay attention. And you might even bring your notebook and jot things down. When you get a hit. How many times have you said, oh yeah, that's great, I'll remember that when I get home, and then you've totally forgot it by the time you get home? I have done that a million times. I could probably have 50 books by now if I went with that all the time. But now what I have on my phone is a little place that I take notes. Like even when I'm out walking, I get a lot of hits when I'm out walking. That is so fun. But I won't remember it when I get home. You gotta clear the air and trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Even when they feel different from what someone else is telling you to do, right? And if it feels wrong, it probably is. But when it feels right, man, you feel like right on. You feel the power in your body and your spirit and your heart. You feel in alignment with the universe. Right? And that is a great way to move forward with all your beautiful intentions, to live your life fully. Oh, goodness me. This is so exciting. I love talking about this stuff. How is that resonating? Are you getting excited? So it's also really important, and I teach this a lot in my classes, is beginner's mind. Beginner's mind. Especially when you're trying something new, or you want to try something new, or you want to learn something new, or to let go of the been there, done that attitude. And step into it with an openness. Again, it's what I teach my clients and my students and my teachers all the time. Because there's so many ways to learn things. And there's so many different people to learn things from, even if you're teaching them something. You don't know it all. Thank God. Because that would be really boring. Okay, my friends, I could go on and on and on. I'm always talking about making your everyday magic. Trusting your intuitive guidance system. Stop overthinking. Take some action. Make a magic action plan. Make your map. You know, that's a method that I use all the time with my clients. Your magic action plan. How to take strategic steps for spiritual fulfillment. Plan your strategy, plan your outcome for your purpose, your personal, emotional, spiritual purpose. Remember, you don't need to know all the answers today. No, you don't. You don't need to know them today. But you got to take that first step. Things will become clear as you move forward. And even if it feels wrong, you can shift, right? You know, what's the worst that could happen? So become that possibilitarian. Learn to listen in. Step into some meditation practices, my friends. Learn to listen in and trust yourself. Let go of that little mind chatter and all that negative bullshit that's going on in the back of your head and all those little critters that are telling you, you know, you're not good enough or whatever. Stop that stuff. You're better than that. This is now. This is now. What was before, let it go. Let's step forward with that beautiful intention to live fully, to make your magic, to trust yourself, to create some beauty, your beauty, to feel really good, to step into your next chapter, which I'm very excited to hear about. And you may be interested in learning about my next mastermind that will start in a few months. And or even get some one-on-one coaching with me. You might want to do that. And I also have another journaling class starting up. So there's lots of things in my world that you could join me with that will help bring you into more clarity, more creative spirit, more feminine divinity. But meanwhile, I'm just glad you're here. I'm just glad to connect with you. Please, please, please make some comments. Please private message me and let me know what's happening and how I can help you. And if you want that free consult with me, you know, I'm always offering that free consult to see what's next for you. And if working with me is what you'd like to do as your magic maker and your movement motivator and your trying to remember what someone called me and it was so perfect. My domestic mystic. That's me, domestic mystic. So anyway, thank you for being here. I love you so much. I can't wait to connect with you and reconnect with you. And have a blessed rest of your week. Go forth and do it. And make a move. All right, my loves. Mwah. Many blessings. Thanks for being here.